Hello, morning. Right, let's crack this out. I've got loads to do today. Charlie Freak was brilliant last night, Soul Freedom show, so shout out to them. I've got to watch Al Personi and Charlie Freak today, X22, I've watched that, The And We Know show, Santa Surfing, Uncensored Abe, JCK, Charlie will be Prime Minister, and Robert David Steele. Yeah, then I've got to fix a puncture on that, and then I might even go out and brave the weather, because Torun from ARP Smarthorn in America has sent me this to test for him. It's the ARP Smarthorn, and he sent me this for free because I banged on at him. So I'm going to test it down the canal path, because the last one I had went and it was a beautiful noise, but no one knew it was a bell. So this one, does that sound like a bell? Yes. Get out of the way. Hello, here I come. Mind out. ARP Smarthorn. Wicked. So, what I'm going to do is put my PC screen on like that today, so I don't have to come back and do it a second time. So we're just going to smash through my Twitter feed, what I've retweeted. What's that? Oh, someone's driven into the Mecca's Grand Mosque there. Yeah, OG Bar's gone very quiet at the moment, so we don't think there'll be any arrests just yet. Looks like Trump's going to smash this election without all that anyway. Donald Trump's going to hold 17 rallies, funnily enough. 17, again, in the next 4 days. The man's a machine, honestly. I reckon he sleeps about 10 minutes a day. Oh, look at this little pooch. We do like a bit of loveliness.
His name is Amigo, and he was surrendered today. Usually I don't sit down in a dog's kennel if they're nervous, but there was something about this guy that made me want to try. After waiting patiently, the moment came.
Cool.
I may look calm, but I gotta tell you, I was so excited that he decided to jump up in my lap to get some comfort. While trying to stay awake in my lap, I could tell that he had obviously had a long, stressful day, and I was glad to sit there with him as long as he wanted. I know I've said this a million times, but this is truly my dream job, and I am excited that I get to share this experience with you.
Oh, beauty. See, we have a bit of loveliness on the Jewish News. It's loveliness and saving the world. And a bit of truth thrown in. So, if you wouldn't fancy that little fella on your plate with your chips or fucking 2 veg, why would you have a cow or chicken on it? Right, what's this?
You can't win the state of California. I think we can.
Oh, this is these blokes that put this Hollywood sign up. You don't need to see that.
As nothing more than motivation. The more people tell you it's not possible.
That was great, that, because I put one up. I don't know if that was the Hollywood Hills, but there's twice they've done that. It looks like, I've been saying to people, we might be having a full lockdown, but the PM on the verge of telling the country to stay at home. So, whether you believe this is about a virus and they want to keep people at home to curb this virus, which we couldn't curb in the 6-month fucking lockdown, so, or whether you think it's about the election, of course, and what's going down at the moment. If you know, you know. If you don't know, have a look at the last couple of Stews News. control the virus is the biggest hoax perpetuated upon the world. Yes, wake up. Yes, never before have cases been based on flawed diagnostics without clinical evaluation. Never before have meaningless cases been used to impose unconstitutional, unscientific lockdown restrictions. Never before has there been a catastrophic focus on one virus at cost of all else. Liberal Democrat governor tried to shut us down by land. He failed. Because there's people everywhere for Trump, all races. I don't eat fast food, but this made me unwell. Yeah, that's Scott Bio. What was he? Chartry, wasn't he? In Happy Days, I think. What's Joe Biden banging on about here? No one knows.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
He might be a deviant, this won't, so I've got to watch him. This is how it's time is up. It's a huge tweet. Twitter's censoring factual information poses a threat to national security. It should not be up to corporate bureaucrats to determine what security information the American public receives. So this is the Department of Homeland Security writing a letter to Jack Dorsey of Twitter. I'm not going to read that out. You're more than welcome just to pause there and have a read yourself. This is quality. Look at this. Let's just pause that a minute. This is the Biden coach, Kamala Harris on it, being convoyed by the Trump train.
There's this Trump train, hundreds of them, holding up on the 35. And they're all following this Biden Harris bus. Funniest thing I've ever seen, man. They're like chasing him. This is in New Braunfels right now. And they're like, look at this. They're like literally escorting him out of town on the Trump flags. Oh my God, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. They're like hundreds of them. They're escorting him out. Look at this, they're in front with a Trump train.
Excellent, that is superb. Vietnamese immigrants of California know what communism looks like and they're familiar with how it starts. So, there's another Trump train. Trump's racist, isn't he? Of course he is. 10,000 cars, Trump car parade, Long Island, New York. I would say that's 10,000 cars, 10k, that's what that means to me, not 10 kilometre long. I don't think so. No, all these lads have all voted for Trump. Let's say, load of drones going up in the air, look, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? You want to watch that little video of weaponised drones on YouTube? Right, the entire neighbourhood surrounding the White House is preparing for mass unrest. Boards, chains, fences and barriers. So they know something's about to go down, don't they? Which would... all these warnings in the 17 drops. Now, I don't ever watch CNN, but I did see someone talk about this. So, across the US, research have administered COVID-19 tests to pets and other animal species, ranging from farmed minks and zoo cats to unexpected critters like dolphins, armadillos and anteaters. And that's a Pomerino, I think, whatever they're called. So, if you do own any of those, be careful. That was the X22 report. Now, in case I forget to mention this, boots are going on the ground in New York. This is why Trump's spent $2 trillion on the military, and the military are behind him 100%. And I think he's bringing a lot of troops home. In fact, troops are coming home all around the globe in case there's disruptions and fallout. But that will mainly be in the States anyway. I think we know what these fuckers are doing anyway. Diana will soon publish her memoir and explain what she did all of these years. Elvis and Michael Jackson, among many others, will reveal themselves soon. There are many more public believed to be dead who escaped the tyranny by the deep state, soon to be known. Trump chain. Now, well, that's Julian Assange. We know he's not dead. He's meant to be at the White House already. So, we shall see. However, no one can verify any of this, can't they? It's all hearsay, and it would just be lovely if it happened, wouldn't it? All come out the smoke. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to still be Princess Di. Excellent. How did he know this thing?
But what is it specifically about the internet? I mean, anybody can say anything. And it all adds up to what? I mean, it seems to me there's nothing cohesive about it in the way that there was something cohesive about the youth revolution in music.
Oh, but absolutely. And because I think that we, at the time, up until at least the mid-70s, really felt that we were still living under the, in the guise of a single and absolute created society where there were known truths and known lies, and there was no kind of duplicity or pluralism about the things that we believed in. That started to break down rapidly in the 70s, and the idea of a duality in the way that we live. There are always 2, 3, 4, 5 sides to every question. That this singularity disappeared, and that, I believe, has produced such a medium as the internet, which absolutely establishes and shows us that we are living in total fragmentation. I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable. I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's an alien life form.
What do you think, I mean, when you think then about the
Is
future
there life on Mars? Yes, it's just landed here.
But it's simply a different delivery system there. You're arguing about something more profound.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the actual context, and the state of content is going to be so different to anything that we can really envisage at the moment, where the interplay between the user and the provider will be so in simpatico, it's going to crush our ideas of what mediums are all about.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's a starseed that was trying to wake everyone up, wasn't he? Alphabet down 4%, Amazon and Apple down 5.5%, Facebook down, Twitter down 21% on the day. Oh, it's not looking good for you lot, is it? What did he say? Just done that. Did anyone see Nigel Farage make a speech with Trump? That'll nuns for Trump. Oh yeah, I forgot did that.
We got some nuns for Trump out here at the rally today.
Flat Earth people. How does that work? So, hate waking him. No, I live in the cringe. Oh.
How's everybody doing? It's so good to see you, Texas. Bernice, it is so good to see you. I want to...
Yeah, that sounded like about 5 people. Gee, that. The Democrat Party is the party of the Antichrist spirit. Everything in their platform is anti-God, which is pretty true, isn't it? Everyone pray propaganda. Trump is dancing to YMC every night at the end of his rallies. Does he look phased? No, he does not. There's a red tsunami approaching next week, believe. There's my Stew's news. So that's caught up with that. Alright. Boots on the ground, look. getting ready, aren't they? Right, let me show you that. 4635. Right, this was 2020, mate. History repeats itself. Look, irregular warfare. Then v now. Then, methods of violent intimidation deployed by the SA. Well, that was a part of the Nazi party, I think, the SA. Now, methods of violent intimidation deployed by Antifa. You can just pause this and read through this yourself, but this is basically, you know, the Antifa Nazi flags photo. There's a pretty stunning comparison there, isn't there? So let's go back. Physical assault, political opponents, blah blah blah. Voter intimidation in national and local elections, coming 11-3. That's use propaganda, yeah. You can see all that. Let me just go back to, I think it's one of the first drop. I don't do that, do I? Right. Let's go to the top and swap the order. Sort order. There we go. Sort order. There we go. 22, wasn't it, I think? 22. This was dropped in the 1st of November 2017. So that's tomorrow to the 3-year delta. Who controls the National Guard? Why was the National Guard recently activated in select cities within the US? Can the National Guard work in coordination? This is what form of president? Biggest drop ever to be provided. Study and prepare. The masses tend to panic in such situations. No war, no civil unrest. Clean and swift. So they are getting ready, aren't they? Right, let's go into the home, Twitter, see if I don't hide it anymore. What's this?
I was there. I stood up, and I was counted. Without further delay, I am so honored to introduce the next President of the United States, Senator Kamala Harris.
Fucking hell, you're having a Turkish, aren't you? Jog on, don't want to watch that. Stan talking about this. Foxing is down. Joe Biden is an active national security threat. And anyway, let's have a listen to this thing.
Yeah, Joe Biden's an active national security threat. Anybody who telling you otherwise is just a fool and hasn't looked at the case. But can I just answer your first question first, because it was a good one. You said, you know, what's with the media? Why try to cover this up and just create the Streisand effect and magnify it? Well, that was a stupid move, number one, because they did magnify it. But remember, Sean, the golden rule of politics is the most damaging political stories, negative ones, are the ones that change your pre-existing notion of who a candidate is. Joe Biden is running on character counts. Really? You just sold the country out with your family. And as Mercedes accurately stated, every voter understands and by instinct hates pay-for-play swamp narratives. That's why Drain the Swamp is such an effective narrative. One more point on this. What bothers most people about this story and why you're seeing internet searches for Hunter Biden go through the roof right now is because everybody's asking the question, what was China buying? And Sean, the answer is they were buying you. And the listeners are like, buying me? They weren't buying me. No, they were buying access to you. Joe Biden was the vice president of the United States in a constitutional republic, in a representative democracy. The Chinese are not stupid. They were buying access and a blackmail file to the potential future president of the United States. And anyone who spent 5 minutes in the intelligence field or working with them like I did knows that that's true.
Now, don't think that's just isolated to the States either, because the Chinese Communist Party have been everywhere, haven't they? Oh, there's that little dog having a dance. Right, I'm not going to scroll through all that, really, because it's all the same, isn't it? I did forget, I was going to show you a couple of things. There they are. That's where I was going to. Two little. There's some boots in it. Propaganda. He's a geezer, he is. Biden crime. Now, Donald Trump, one of Donald Trump's latest tweets. There's two eyes in that. Now, he has not spelt that wrong. That is comms. I don't know why yet, but we're looking to that. What are the comments on that? Notice the two eyes misspelling deliberate. 17 said, what could this mean? And you will likely find the true message. I'm going to put that in the gematria. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Anyhow, well done, dude. Right, I just want to show you these two things here because these are beauty lovely. Can you hear this going? Stop eating animals. You don't need to eat them. I haven't eaten an animal in over a year. And look at me. I'm fitter than ever. And look at this beauty thing here.
When the wind's northerly, little birds like this get blown offshore. We pick them up, so we bring them in here. And we set him next to the heater. We feed him some crackers for the ride home. Let him dry out. Poor little guy. You're alright. We'll give you some crackers and some chips. We'll take care of you. Got a new seat. He's ripping my hair out of my head, the big. Nope, now he is sitting on the phone. We'll be in about an hour, and we're going to let him go free. Little guy's pretty excited to see land. Here he is. See you later, buddy.
Wicked. Oh, wicked. Right, I think that's caught up with on there. I mean, look, you've got this. You've got a 3-star general. Warning: our media will spin a disaster scenario over the coming days. They want to crush your morale and make you believe your vote doesn't count. While we have wild enthusiasm on the side of light, we hear crickets from the dark side. Your vote matters. So vote. Biden couldn't fill a high school gym, but Donald Trump is behind in the polls. Look at that. That is phenomenal. Cool, that makes me well up. Looking at that. Because the people know. This is brilliant from Kate Awakening. These energies, man, I don't know if it's exhaustion or being so close to the end, but after fighting so hard for so long, or something cosmic or what, all I know is I keep bouncing back and forth from the guy in the gift below to Buffy the fucking Vampire Slayer with no in between. That is the journey most of the truthers have been on. For the last 6, 7, 8 months especially, you know. So if you haven't looked into anything, you might have a bit of this to come. That was a good interview with Anna Brees. Is it? It is Anna Brees, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah. Jim Acosta. Wanker. Prick. Oh, where did the flu go? This is what I've been saying to people. World Health Organisation, influence of laboratory surveillance information. I counted that in the weeks January, February, March. This is coming into the March at the start of the lockdown where COVID went up but no one had the flu. Really? They had some documents disappear. That's Little Wayne. I think I showed you that, didn't I? Oh, he's talking about that policeman that saved him. Listen to this.
At the age of 12 years old, I shot myself. I was in the house. Police knocked on the door. I was right there. They knocked the door down. Everybody jumped over my body to go get the guns and drugs and whatever they could find. It took one guy to stop right there and cuss everybody that hopped over me out. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? They said, oh, no, we was going to see if it... What the fuck are y'all doing? We called the ambulance. An ambulance, do you not see this kid on the floor with this hole in his chest? I said, you drive. Pick me up. Brought me to the hospital. He didn't drop me off at the ambulance and say, you take him. He brought me to the hospital room and made two and stood there and waited till the doctor said he's gonna make it. He said, don't worry, my name's Uncle Bob. He was white as snow. Them motherfuckers that hopped over me was blacker than me.
Was he a cop?
Yeah, he was a cop, and my life was saved by a white man. I don't know what racism is. I know a good motherfucker named Uncle Bob, though.
Fucking hell. Oh, right, we saw that, didn't we? Right, we don't need to see that anymore, we've done that. Let's have a quick look at Parlour. Yeah, that's what the media's like. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Spoon-feeding bullshit. Right, who are you going to vote for there? Trump and Pence. Biden Harris. There's Hunter Biden with a crack pipe hanging out of his mouth. And that is one of the nicer photos of him that's being released at the moment. Corruption detector. What's this? The third wave email declassified. Hunter Biden dissolved. Yeah, so the third wave of all these Hunter Biden stuff is being dropped now. Keep your head on the swivel, but fear not. We elected them to protect us. Patriots should not leave us to the mercy of what is desperately under-equipped mob. We spent $2 trillion on the military and we brought our troops home. They are bored and they are ready. Yes. How did we know compromised generals would come out in October and say bad stuff about Trump? Yes, format, that's that letter from Vigo. Hunter Biden, I don't post much on here, so there won't be. The worldwide shutdowns are the globalist cabal's early initiation of the Great Reset. It has begun. They have officially engaged their long-planned kinetic assault against freedom. Strange how many still don't realise humanity right now is engaged in a hot war that will decide whether we survive as a species or don't. So, you've got two Great Resets going on at the moment. One is by the deep state cabal, the Illuminati, to whatever you want to call them, to bring in their New World Order, and the other one is whether you call it Nasara or whatever, but they won't win. God wins. We shall win. The light, dark to light. President Trump has announced that. Yeah, that's alright. Okay, how long have I been? 28 minutes, that's long enough for anyone. So, I'm still on that PC screen. Yeah, let's just have a few minutes of this, because Joe Scarborough, Gavin Newsom, is it Wolf? There's a few people here that, these are people that hate Trump. Oh, Cuomo, the nipple-wearing comic, as Tina describes him. Hate him, but
and big name Democrats are saying very positive things about our boss man, President Trump. We even have Joe Scarborough that's just like saying, talking about Trump's economy. Then President Trump is playing a clip at his rallies today about Democrats. You've got Cuomo, you've got Gavin Newsom saying positive things. I know, right? Let's go look at this. Check this out.
Yes, the economy is growing at 7.4%. The number looks great. It's a historic number. It comes on the heels of a lot of pain in the past and some pain to come. But still, bottom lining this, for the election that everybody's looking at 5 days from now, Donald Trump's going to be able to run around and saying, this last quarter, the economy grew at a record rate, the highest rate ever, period, end of sentence.
And he's done all this while he's battling the COVID and the deep state trying to take him down.
Show you a little video. We only do this to people we really like because this thing costs a lot of money. So we have a very little and very quick video, but it's very descriptive, and it talks a little bit about Sleepy Joe. Okay.
Fact is, every time I've called the president, he's quickly gotten on the line. When we asked to get support for that Mercy ship in Southern California, he was able to direct that in real time.
What the federal government did, working with states, was a phenomenal accomplishment.
We've got 2,000 of these field medical sites that are up, almost all operational now in the state because of his support. Those are the facts.
His team has been on it. I know a team when they're on it. I know a team when they're not on it. His team is on it. They've been responsive late at night, early in the morning.
We are working very well with FEMA Region 2 and with the Army Corps of Engineers, building 4 field hospitals. That was a decision the president himself took, and I'm grateful for it.
These were just extraordinary efforts and acts of mobilization. And the federal government stepped up. We needed help, and they were there.
He said everything that I could have hoped for. And we had a very long conversation. And every single thing he said, they followed through on.
We've got to have double the number of ventilators that we requested for that area of the state. And in fact, we got them in, frankly, short order.
Have we lost anyone because we didn't have a bed, or we didn't have a ventilator, or we didn't have healthcare staff? No.
The president was extending support for new swabs. So conversation, commitment, promise made, promise kept.
I'll stop that there. See, I don't know when they said that, whether that was at the start, whether that's recently, because there's no dates on anything there. Santa Surfing's only just put that up. But all that lot hate Trump. They are Trump haters. So, are they playing their part? Have they been told to do this? Was this at the start? I don't know. But that's good to see. So, there's nothing going on. So, let's just have a look at this. Right, oh yes, let's just read that. That's that open letter by Vigo there. Right. This is not about Republican versus Democrat. This is about preserving our way of life. If America falls, the world falls. Patriots on guard. Fact checkers created in effort to reinforce the propaganda digestion. The battle to prevent truth from reaching the people. The battle to maintain and push division. Divided you are weak. Divided you fight each other. Divided you pose no threat. System of control. Information warfare. That's it. I'm going to leave that there, I think. Let's put that on there. Let's go back to that one, because that's my fave, and I like that. I'm going to, if you want one of these for your bike, send me a message, I'll tell you where I got it. Orp Smart Horn. I like that, that's much better than the old sound. Right. Where we go one, we go all. Love and light.